here we go, live from Wasougal, Washington. It's pro motocross coverage back on the West Coast. I hope everybody's not high today, because all the ganja up there in Washington. Oh, sorry. Speaking of high, here's Moto Man Jason from HYR and Bookie Kyle. It's the Big 49.
Puff, puff, give. Puff, puff, give, I'm telling you. It's the Big 49. Yeah, exactly. Come on.
I'm good.
Pass it on over.
All right, here you go.
Yeah, here. So, we've got the X Games playing here in the radio control room. And,
That's fine.
Selma does all of the interview stuff. He's kind of like the Jason Ellis for Red Bull. Not Jason Ellis, but I'm sorry. He's like the Weege for Red Bull.
You're correct.
And then you've got Ellis standing next to him and Tony Hawk. Right. I like Tony. Tony's a great guy.
Yeah.
You get along with Tony real well. He's a super cool guy.
Yeah.
Ellis looks like a complete
Look at this guy, dude.
BH. He's like, your parents should not be proud. You in your rainbow shirt and your weird rainbow shoes and your really homoerotic crap going on and your freaking tattoos. Whew. Wow.
It's all bad, dude.
Yeah, I can honestly say that no wonder,
He should stick with his, XM or whatever.
Yeah, I think he got fired from there.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think he got fired from there.
I'm not surprised.
In all sincerity, I think this is like his last ditch effort.
Yeah. God,
I know he loves extreme sports, but man,
Well, that's all well and fine. We all do, but my God, dude.
I'm just like, wow.
Go cover. Never mind. I'm not gonna say. I don't want to get anybody mad.
I would not put that guy on TV.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
No. Oh gosh, and he just took his hat off too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There's
Tony's
Tony.
cool.
There's
He's just-
Tony.
whatever. Rocking the birdhouse, dude. OG.
Yeah. Tony's cool.
Yeah,
Tony's
absolutely.
super cool.
Absolutely.
I've actually got to sit down a few times with Tony, and we're about the same age. So it's like we have a lot in common.
Yeah. Yeah.
You talk about somebody, by the way, who, in skateboarding, who really did innovate the sport.
Oh, he.
Yeah, I mean,
100%, dude. It wouldn't be anywhere near where it's at.
he was a true innovator of the sport, and he basically gave all of his claim to fame on the sport to the Tony Hawk video game, believe it or not.
Yeah. Pro
Yeah.
skater.
Yeah, that was how he was like, wow, I did not become a household name until Pro Skater came out. And I was like, wow, that next thing you know, that was his deal. I can't really necessarily, I think that he's right on the fact that he was probably not a kitchen table name
Right.
amongst the common folk.
Right. Yeah.
Until the video game came out.
masses.
Yeah, the masses, the unwashed masses.
Right.
Until the video game came out. Okay? He's right on that. At the same time, for those of us that grew up in skateboarding and in
Southern California.
In
and
extreme
in the
sports.
extreme sports world.
Yeah.
Even dirt bikes.
I think I cracked like 4 or 5 Tony Hawk decks when
dude.
I was a kid.
Well, remember the content or the show he used to tour? The
Yeah.
boom Boom Hug Jam?
Yeah.
Tony Hawk. It was badass, dude. You got half pipes with dudes like Twitch and whatever flying over the half pipes while they're hitting it on their skateboard.
Exactly.
Cool as hell. That's where Nitro Circus, I think, got a lot of their stuff from.
Well, I mean, they blend well together.
Correct.
Okay, you can take extreme motocross, and then you can with the freestyle, and then you can apply that to skateboarding and BMX bicycles.
Yeah.
And you pretty much have, I'd say, awesome.
Yeah.
That's like the most.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's like the coolest Chris Farley.
Dude, remember that time?
Yeah. It was just-
It was awesome.
You awesome.
We know some people like that in the media, but anyway.
Exactly. By the way, speaking of awesome and guys like that, Don gave over at Vital MX gave a bike, and I'm trying to remember who it was to. Was it
Swap?
Carson? Yeah,
Beta?
yeah.
Right.
He gave his Kawasaki to a rider, and I'm trying to remember who it was that paid him $500.
Really?
Yeah, like I just want to ride.
Oh, wow.
But that just says a lot about this sport too. And while we talk about that, so I'm gonna give a flip side to that element here for a second.
Sure.
Okay. We talk about that super personal, on the floor, on the ground relationship that we all kind of have with motocross and the motocross culture in general. Okay, we talk about that. All right, about how everybody puts in their time and takes their licks and
Right.
It's like a badge of courage or a badge of honor, knowing the fact that you had to eat canned beans out of a van and you barely had gas money to make it from point A to point B.
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
And we sit here and
story of survival.
Yeah, look at my look at how I had to survive to do this.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's also a massive badge of disrespect. And I'm gonna play this out for a second. Okay? You can be a really good baseball player. Okay? Throwing a ball. Actually, I have a friend of mine and his son is on the Boston Red Sox.
Nice.
Good friend of mine, actually. And his son plays for the Boston Red Sox. And you can be a really good baseball player, and from the earliest of days, your suffrage is pretty limited. Your parents start harvesting your abilities, your abilities to play at an early age. Okay, so you're 5, 6, 7 years old. Your mom and dad have you in t-ball,
right,
and then you go into farm, and then you go up to minors, and then you go to majors, and then you go into pony league, and then you go from pony minor to pony major, and then from pony major you may go to high school and then college.
Yeah.
And at some point in there, you're going to run across a scout for the majors.
It's usually about high school.
Yeah, by high school.
And end of high school.
When you're throwing 100 mile an hour fastballs.
This kid right here.
And you're consistent, and you've got a good arm on you.
They're taking your name down.
And your batting average is, let's say 350 to 500.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You're an amazing resource.
For sure.
Okay? You've got an amazing resource right now.
Absolutely.
Okay?
All these scouts always want to find the next big dude like that, too.
Of course.
Because it makes their pay. They get paid more.
And they have a farm league of kids across the country. In every high school across the country has some level of qualified athletes that are working towards that.
For sure.
And they've got college scholarships, and there's money behind it.
Oh, God, yeah.
And it's a business, essentially.
They say there's not.
But... Don't even get me started on NCAA sports, man.
You're singing to the choir,
dude.
It's
such a freaking scam, dude.
Really?
I mean, kids driving around in a Corvette, and you're like, how did you get a Corvette?
Yeah.
I know you grew up in Butthole, USA, and had no money.
Ask Reggie Bush. What's up?
Yeah. And I was like, well, I play football. I catch.
Yeah.
I run.
So, Reggie, how'd you get that house for your parents in San Diego?
Exactly.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Exactly. So... My point in all of this is that those sports have a business all the way from zero to hero. Okay? There is a business model that goes all the way from the bottom up. Okay?
Sure.
And you can even take that into soccer right now. Not that soccer has any big payday at the top of the hill. I mean, men's soccer, I'm sure those guys are making a few bucks in pro level men's soccer. Hockey has the same thing.
Especially if you're a star in soccer. There's a lot of those dudes that are making quite a few bucks.
Hockey is the same thing. Basketball has the same thing.
Yeah.
Football has the same thing. Okay.
NBA and NFL is insane.
There are business structures that are organized from all the way from when little kids are little kids all the way up to when they are professional level players.
That's right.
Okay. Then you get to the extreme sports, the bad kid sports, the sports that are on the
the detention kids.
The detention kids sports. Okay.
Continuation.
I didn't decide to go back to high school sports. And this is something where if you're listening to the Big 49 right now and you have a sizable amount of wealth or money in your pocket and you are a fan of these sports and you are not harvesting, donating, developing, growing, and or building some sort of structure for this sport, shame on you.
Correct.
I say that unequivocally.
Yeah.
Because it surrounds this entire industry, in the entire sports industry. I say that all the way from the media to the owners to the people around it. Shame on you.
Yeah. 100%.
You have that level of suffrage that these riders go through to get to that level of professional. And understand something, unlike all the other sports, the ball sports, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, whatever, even MMA, which, by the way, you got to be a tough dude to get your face pounded in by another tough dude. Okay,
you gotta be insane. Dude.
You gotta be kind of insane to get in a ring. You know, you're getting in the octagon with a dude who's gonna go in there and beat the living crap out of you, until you've got blood coming out of orifices you didn't even know you had.
You might think you're cool and all, but there's always someone better.
There's always someone better.
My old man taught me that a long time ago.
Yeah, somebody's gonna be swinging their hammers at your face. Okay, but the reality is you're still dealing with another human.
Right.
Okay. Now, put that 180-pound human on a 240-pound motorcycle, move him at 45 to 50 miles an hour, launch him off of a 75-foot cliff.
Yeah. Plus.
Okay.
Or bigger.
And tell me who's a bigger badass.
Right.
Okay? Because
with 39 other dudes chasing you.
When I'm talking to Colby Raha yesterday, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I was training, and I broke my shoulder, my back, ruptured my spleen, broke a leg, blah blah blah." You don't find any professional athlete that has that level of pain and agony associated with their sport.
Not at all. It doesn't exist.
And they don't get back on it.
Right.
After they're done.
Right.
After, they may get a knee replacement. They may get a shoulder replacement. They may get, some basic surgery.
Right.
But it's nothing like motocross injuries.
No.
Okay?
No.
These kids, this is the ultimate badass sport.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Oh, it is.
And yet,
far and away, when
you look at the top 10 riders, they're making decent amounts of money, not in comparison to other professional sports, okay? In all fairness, when I can look at a guy on the bench of the NFL who's making, what is bench at the NFL? The lowest guy, bare minimum on the NFL. What's the guy riding the pine on the NFL doing?
I think it's upwards of $1 million a year.
$1 million.
Yeah. And people don't even really know who you are. That's like second or third string is what they call it, like backups.
Okay.
I believe the league minimum is about $1 million.
$1 million bucks.
Yeah.
Okay? And you're riding the pine.
Right. And they might go to you, so you got to be ready. I get that. But damn, dude.
I mean, Eli Tomac, I think, now don't quote me on this, but I think it was I think he made a couple, 2 or 3, something like that.
Right. Right.
And he's
that's
the top.
Eli F.
And that's the top of the top of the top of the top of the sport.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So what's the top of the sport in the NFL?
It's numbers that I don't even know.
45, $50 million?
I don't know how to pronounce, dude, like those numbers.
No, I'm saying, was that 45, 50 million bucks?
Easy.
Okay.
Easy.
45 or $50 million for your top level guys in the NFL. Okay?
And these guys got to realize too,
how long do
they're only as good as their teammates are.
How long do they get to play for?
Average NFL career is 2 years.
NFL career.
Average NFL career, if you go from dude riding the pine for $1 million up to your superstars, it's still 2.5, maybe 3 years. Longevity.
Really?
Average, I'm talking across the board. I'm not talking superstars, because superstars are protected like the Pope, because there's so much money invested in them.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Those guys play forever.
That's what I'm asking.
Like Tom Brady was, 22 years?
22 years.
Yeah. And he still looks like he's never been hit in his life.
Show me a top-level motocross rider that gets to ride professionally at the top of his class for 22 years, and don't you dare say Chad Reed.
Because I was just going to say 22.
Chad,
you already said the number.
Yeah, Chad Reed, Grandpa Reed was really only competitive, though.
I love you, Reedy. I don't care what this guy says.
In the early 2000s.
Don't write me off, Chad, please. I'm just hired to work here.
Trust me, I'm trying to. Hey, I'm not digging on Chad. I love the fact that
it
the
was
guy
a compliment.
Ride.
He took it the wrong way.
He took it the completely wrong way.
Completely wrong way.
But
he might have been having a bad day. I don't know.
Whatever.
I get it.
I could give a rat's ass.
I know.
The fact is that how long did he ride for though? He's probably more of the exception than the norm.
Right.
Okay.
That's pretty unheard of.
Because I'm thinking
But the thing was, it was limited injuries.
Well, okay.
He was no Austin Forkner. He was no You know, who else is banged up a lot? A lot of these guys actually these days.
Adam Cincerillo.
He wasn't always 60-40.
Okay.
You know,
Adam Cincerillo.
He had a pretty clean career.
Dean Wilson. My gosh.
There you
Dean
go.
Wilson's on a first-name
Right.
basis with every hospital in the world.
Thank you. So that has a lot to do with longevity.
Yeah.
You know.
So my whole point in this is that what's the average lifespan of a professional motocross rider?
Their lifespan?
No, I mean, I'm saying racing lifespan. Racing, like your racing career. Like professionally, I'm going to enter this sport and I'm going to dominate and be good at it and I'm going to fizzle out in the end.
I'd say you're lucky to get a few years.
4.
Is it 4?
4.
Okay, I was going to say, I would even think it would have been
4
less.
seasons.
I would have thought it would have been less.
4 seasons. You get 4 really good seasons.
Right, and I'm not talking about being a lapper. I mean, being
this is
an actual competitor.
I am 18 years old.
Right.
I am young, dumb, and full of you know what, and I can do this all day long. Thank you
Right.
very much, Jet Lawrence. And
Which you can until you can't.
and then I go all the way to basically, all right, it's a rarity to be a Justin Barsha,
Right.
a Cooper Webb, an Eli Tomac.
Right.
Okay? It's
Right.
a rarity.
Right.
And those guys are veterans.
Oh, God, yeah.
And they're still kids.
Look at the dude, even, a little bit behind, but still there. Jason Anderson.
Yeah.
Hombre.
We're talking about these guys are at the precipice of retirement right now.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
Any year now.
Dude, that 450 class is going to go.
Whoa, it almost did this year.
It did.
Completely.
Right.
It almost did completely go
Right.
this year.
But at least the guys are still there. I'm talking about, I don't see it coming up to the 250s right now.
No.
To fill all these boots, no pun intended, that are in the 450s.
Well, it's interesting how Eli Tomac by himself has kind of, I'd say, between him and Cooper Webb, you'd think they were two anointed kings of the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were looking at the Big 49 social media right now,
Yeah.
anytime we post something from Eli Tomac or we post something from Cooper Webb, we have over 10,000 views on our Cooper Webb post.
Yeah.
I saw that yesterday. I was
Definitely.
like, oh my gosh.
Definitely moves the tide.
It moves the tide in a major way. And on our Eli Tomac posts, we get about the same.
Yeah.
About 10,000 views on our Eli Tomac.
For sure.
I mean, it's just crazy.
He's coming back.
And when Eli went out with his Achilles,
Right.
you would have thought somebody took Old Yeller out back and shot him in the head.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a bullet hit the sport in the head.
Oh, yeah.
He is like King Eli.
You talk about letting the wind out of the sails.
Oh, completely.
I
mean, our ratings here at the radio station even went.
Right. Right.
I was like, whoa.
Right. I don't, but at the same time,
Controlled disaster.
I don't blame the people.
Well, no, I'm just pointing out the fact that that's how much star power,
Correct.
we even have in this sport.
Right.
So what I'm getting to is the fact that our top 10 doesn't even in payroll match the bottom of the roster of the NFL.
No.
The bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the roster of the NFL in that sport, let alone baseball,
it never-
let alone hockey, let alone all these professional ball sports.
It never will.
And yet,
It never will because it doesn't have the masses.
but we do.
I understand that, but I'm saying the kids growing up playing, there's a lot easier for them to play these ball sports than it is to ride dirt bikes.
It
That's
is
all
and
I'm
it
saying.
isn't. It
The
isn't.
popularity.
You would be surprised. I mean, when I'm going to, like, for instance, today at Wasougal, they're gonna have probably 25 to 30,000 people at that track.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
When was the last time you went to a professional anything and there was 25, 30,000 people? Oh, that's right. You went to the baseball game. You went to the football game.
You went to the football game.
You went to maybe the hockey game.
Football's got 70 to 80.
Yeah, but I'm just
It's
saying.
insane.
My point is you went to, unless you went to a Raider game or you went to a Charger game.
Then if you went to the Raider game, you have 60,000 felons, but whatever.
No, I actually heard in when the Chargers moved to Los Angeles.
Oh, that was a sad day.
They were
in
like
my-
packing. They were like literally giving the tickets away to get people in there. That nobody was showing up. Everybody would come to the Ram game, but they wouldn't go to the Chargers
because
game.
they're not an LA team. I don't care if they played 1 year here or there in LA.
Well, back in 1905,
Yeah,
they
when
played,
the ball was still round or square or whatever.
Yeah, well, they actually slaughtered the pig before they actually would make the ball.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, see, that would have been cool to see.
Yeah, that's what I call it, the old pigskin.
Then PETA stepped in.
And Pete said, you can't slaughter a pig before you play the game.
Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web. It's Wilbur. You gotta kill Wilbur.
You mean kill it?
You gotta kill a Wilbur?
When she finds out what sacrificing it meant.
Hey man, gotta get a pigskin somehow.
Yeah, what are we gonna do?
Sorry, Wilbur. You're done. Anybody want bacon? Sorry about that.
Poor little piggy.
Yeah. It's the Big 49. We are about 10 minutes out from them starting the coverage from Wasougal.
Nice.
And you've been watching the X Games right now. Did you get to see Colby?
They just showed his run for his record-setting jump from last year.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
So when are they going to show Colby?
I know. Good question. I don't know, dude. Like, we're almost to 1 o'clock, and I thought it was supposed to come on at 12:30.
12:30 is what I heard. I heard 12:30 ABC. Got to watch this. So
Jason's texting in his pics. Where's he at?
I have no idea. Probably down at the shop still. I know he had a big thing going on today down at HYR. And congratulations to him on that. Actually, what we'll do is we'll jump out of a song. We're going to jump into a song. And then out of that song, we're going to come into that Colby Raha interview.
Nice.
I'll replay yesterday's Colby Raha interview.
Sweet.
And then I will jump, and then we'll be back after the Colby Raha interview with us in our coverage from the races in Wasougal.
Wasougal? I'm looking at Ventura, but Wasougal?
Yeah, I know. Well, eventually we'll probably just have both TVs playing the race, but that's a whole other story.
Right.
It's the Big 49. Here is, let me see here. I'm going to play some Hoobastank. It's 49.
Sweet.